Enough is said to vindicate faith in the best values of inherited culture and its capacity to afford guidance even today. First, philosophy or darshans. Vedanta, as the typical philosophy of India, envisages a vision of the universe steeped in spirit, fulfilling a life of eternal joy. Individual souls, as sparks of such a supreme cosmic spirit, have the divine destiny of realizing universality and becoming godlike. This assures equality of spirit among all souls. What higher basis for democracy can we have than this? What greater stimulus to generosity and self-sacrificing participation in the life of society? The nation is the grouping next to family and clan and neighborhood in the service of which we grow in moral stature. All groups who share in this vision and discipline can become equal compatriots but none else. Traitors cannot be assimilated into the national fellowship until they change in spirit. Second, toleration. Springing from understanding and sense of identity, this philosophy of eminence has produced the Indian doctrine of toleration of all points of view, religious views and ways of life. For all are expressions of the same cosmic spirit and can reach the same goal at their own pace and in their own way in accordance with their own symbols, provided they are sincere in their aspiration and effort. Errors will correct themselves in the climb. Adhikar Bhed. Divergent status due to divergent qualification is the formula that reconciles identity of goal and diversity of pathway. Third, social order. Such a view has evolved the outline of social order in India that enables members to pass normally from step to step in the ladder of life, smoothly using the experience of ages and lifting their personalities to higher planes. The individual career is distinguished into brahmacharya, grihastha, vanprastha and sannyas. In the first, we have the student absorbing the cultural heritage, assimilating truth, science, philosophy, law and the arts. In the second, we have aim fulfilling his duties as a member of society and as head of his household. The householder pays taxes, supports the state and does charity. The second half of life prepares the individual to detach himself from involvement in the detail of existence to contemplate the eternal. The values of life, including the relations of the sexes in family and outside, offer a pattern that is of universal value. It helps to make the best of life with enjoyment, achievement and serenity in perfect equipoise. This is the ashram dharma whose sociological value remains for fruitful assimilation today even in the West. The social order has another aspect, namely the duties and rights of different vocational groups, that is, swadharmas. In addition to universal values like truth-speaking, non-stealing, non-injury, etc., Indian ethics recognizes particular vocations, thinkers and men of worship, that is, free devotees of truth and God, or nature or reality, warriors and administrators, executives, etc., traders and manufacturers and transporters, agriculturists and cattle tenders and breeders, etc. These classes emerge in the course of social differentiation in any progressive society. If the duties are laid down and social expectations are crystallized in society so that everyone will know what is expected of him, his rights as well as duties, a harmonious social order will result spontaneously. The present society will throw all careers open to talent on the basis of swadharma or duties springing from one's vocation, and karma and guna, character and conduct. No class war. Another advantage of the Indian view of society is that it eschews class war. It postulates social harmony as a potentiality, if not as a full actual order of law and custom, observances and enforcements. Dharma, as determinant of the conduct of groups and individuals, lay down a synthesis of the claims of conflicting parties. A study of the conflict impartially from the standpoint of the service involved, the function performed in society by the conflicting parties will reveal the elements of the truth and justice in each party's claims. Dharma will come to mean an expression and crystallization of the synthesis of interests and values revealed by the panchayat. This is the source of the long-standing Indian faith in the panchayat way of settling disputes. It is democratic, scientific and moralistic at the same time. The destructive idea of class war or irreconcilable antagonism between different functions and classes is therefore successfully avoided in the Indian scheme. The use of the word dharma does not preclude the inclusion of different sects and religious fellowships who may use different words for the same meanings, like the Muslim and Christian. The substance of the thought and procedure value is non-sectarian and human in the plainest sense. Thus, both from the standpoint of a philosophy of man and nature as well as from the viewpoint of social good, the Indian scheme is capable of affording a comprehensive social philosophy able to furnish a saving pattern for modern complex life, a social philosophy superior to current violent and muddy theories of Marxism and Freudianism. Indian thought too has sound notions of the role of the state as the agent of common good, Raj Dharma, which now may be designated Rajya Niti or Rajya Dharma. The state should be above partial interests and should regulate all activities according to Dharma. The state is not a class agent of the upper class according to Indian Shastras or political and social science. Nor it is an exploiting agency. It is an agent of morality or Dharma. It precludes socialism in the sense of adding economic to political power. The state is not a trader or manufacturer but is entitled to regulate all vocations. Thus, Indian ideas help us to think through current conflicts and social theories and arrive at solutions more satisfactory because more truly based on wide experience and mature reflection. No doubt, we may surpass the past but only by thinking through them to new conclusions, not by ignoring them and starting de novo. Also, it is a waste of effort if we are to start from scratch when great ideas are to hand for the asking. It is like each scientist ignoring all previous discoveries and starting from scratch from a false notion of originality. It is not national chauvinism but sober common sense to build on the foundations already well and truly laid. The RSS is not merely a school for teaching ideas and ideals, it is a school for practical education in character building. As already mentioned, the volunteers are trained in a series of camps in which, through songs, participated life in common, discussions on history and national ideals and national heroes, drill and physical exercises, habits and motives for service of the motherland are built into character. The influence of example is fully made use of. Day-to-day meetings of Swam Sevaks in shakhas or branches, bigger gatherings on the occasions of national festivals and the celebration of the days of heroes and lectures and demonstrations and other ways inculcate courage, discipline, sense of service to society, respect for elders and learned, etc. This is a unique system of training the young in the land in full consonance with the proved ideals and practice of Indian culture. Not a whisper of hatred of anyone is heard in the camp or routine activities of the volunteers. Only the positive image of the mother country is made to occupy the entire mind and heart of their Swam Sevak. The thoughts of the present leader collected in these pages and presented in English can be appreciated as the adumberation of the other mind of modern Indian leadership neglected by the more prominent, exotic Gandhian Congress leadership. It will be seen how full, how positive, how patriotic, how practical and idealistic at the same time the principles and methods of nation building adopted by the Sangh are. It will be seen that the Sangh is the indispensable basic corrective to all other current efforts to furnish the foundations of national reconstruction and inspiration for national regeneration on sound lines. It is not sectarian but national, and its nationalism gives room for all nationals who enter into the spirit of spiritual nationalism and patriotism in a life of social service of which defense is not the least ingredient. Readiness for service and even sacrifice is the chief motive of the movement.